Alright, so what you're gonna need is a needle. I'm using a 6 or a J, and then I have my scissors and a couple of stitch markers. For the outside of the ear, I'm using loop and thread, cashmere acrylic, so it's like thicker. You can use like plush yarn, that's something that's plushy like this, or like the faux fur one, but I like the look of this instead. I'll probably will try the faux fur one in the future, but for now I'm using this. And then for inside ear, I'm using like some lighter weight washed yarn, also acrylic. And you can still use the same needle size, like I'll show you how I do that. Sorry for the mood lighting and the dirty desk. I'm having a time. Alright, as I try to find middle. Okay, here we go, because I'm a single pole girly. So what I do is I do a chain of 35. That's how long I want mine to be. If you want them shorter, you can I learned this from a video, and so I cut it in like not exactly half, but I did it by like 30 because theirs were like 60 chains and I did 30, so I'll do 35 for mine. And we're gonna do the inside first. You can do the outside first, but I think it's easier to get so you don't have to stop and do the outside, which I'll show you why that matters in a second. I forgot to show the completed ear. So I did one ear already because I wanted to see if I remember how to do the pattern, basically. So we're doing the inside first, and then I'll show you how to put the outside on, but I did it in a way so you don't have to sew it. You're still gonna have to do a little sewing at the end, but that's when you're putting it on the headband, and it's not that much of sewing, that of more just tying it together. But this is how one ear looks like. You can steam it out if you want. It's gonna be curved like this, so you don't. So that's why I'm like, I don't really care for steaming it unless you want to like get rid of the fuzz. I don't know. I don't really mind the fuzz on yarn. Like, that should just be me. Alright, so you're going to do half crochets all the way down to the last 2 stitches. So you're going to skip that first chain, go on the second one, if I can get it in there. Dude, I don't know why it's being difficult now. Alright, do half double crochets all the way down to the last 2 chains. So these last 2 stitches, so you're going to stop here. I feel like every time I record myself to crochet before I just go to the end, I do more mistakes than when I am on my own. Anybody else who makes crochet videos feel that way? Because I do. I feel that way. Alright, so on the second to last one, we're going to put 2 half double crochets in there. Okay, so it's going to start to form that curve. And then in the last one, we're going to put 4 in it. Now I know it's going to look a little gappy, but it's going to be fine, because you can just take this part and just pull it. Now to do the other side, you're just going to flip it over and crochet on this side. So then on that first one, do 2 double crochets. Half double crochets. And then just do regular half double crochets all the way down. And then while you're doing that, you can also like crochet. You can go over with your end, so you don't have to worry about sewing in the ends. I know some people don't like sewing in their ends, which is fine. Everybody has their pet peeve. Mine is doing a magic circle. I keep telling my friends that when I start selling stuff, if I have to do a magic circle, I'm gonna charge like an extra $2. I say that jokingly. I've gotten pretty better at it, but in the beginning, I was, oh my gosh, it just was not my thing. Alright, gonna go all the way down, and then I'm going to show you how you're gonna finish up, basically. Okay, I forgot to say, for those last, the stitches, 4 stitches at the end, the way that I keep track of it, because it's going to be important when we come back to it, the way that I keep track of it is I put it on the last 4 stitch. I put a stitch mark on it. When we get back to there, I'm going to tell you why that's important. Alright, on the last one, went through chain 1, flip it over like this, and then now we're going to be going around. So we're going to go all the way down to the beginning of those last 4 stitches, and then I'm going to show you how to basically maintain the curve but like make it bigger. So let's get down there and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so we're at those end 4 stitches that we did before. So the basically maintain to like make that curve bigger and to like maintain it, basically what you're gonna do is do 2 half double crochets in those 4 stitches. So 2, 2, and so for me to keep track of like those 4 middle crochets is oh, it's not focused. I'm so sorry. To keep track of those, like when I have to come back and do it again, it's usually on the 3rd double crochet on the last one. Half double crochets, I'm so sorry. On the 3rd one, I put a stitch marker on it so I can remember it, because you're gonna, when you're doing it, you're gonna go back to the middle 4 stitches. That's where you're gonna keep on putting the 2 double crochets in those 4 stitches, and putting it on the 3rd one while you're doing the 4 is so you know when you're going back, that's the 4th. That's where you start from those 4 stitches. If that makes sense. I feel like that didn't completely make sense. I wanna, so we can, come on, focus. Okay, so you can see it. So we did these are the first 4 stitches that we did to make this curve, and to keep maintaining the curve and make it get bigger, we're doing 2 half double crochets in each of those 4 stitches. So what I'm saying is, so you can remember, like keep track of those 4 crochets, those 4 stitches that you do it in, is when you get on the last of the 3rd one in the 2nd, because you're doing 2 in 1, so in that 2nd one is the last one, you put the stitch marker there, so when you're coming back up the length of it, you know, like, hey, this is where the 4 stitches start, and I start doing 2 in each stitch for 4 stitches. I hope that makes sense. I know I explained it twice, and it was very long of me explaining it twice, but I really wanted to make sure you get it. This is why I don't do tutorials, but I wanted to show you guys how you did it, just in case that you also want to make ears for whatever, because you can use this for whatever if you're attaching it to like a hat or something. I'm putting it on headbands, so you're gonna want to have like the same number on each side. It keeps it easy to, it's gonna be the same number because you're going around and around. I'm I'm going to be doing 6 for each of the ears. I'm going to come back and show you how I attach the middle part, this inside lining part to the outside part, without having to sew. Like, you're crocheting on what makes it easier, and I feel like it gives a better look for the ear than sewing it on. And I know everyone's not really a fan of sewing. I don't mind it that much, but if I can like have like less of an extra step, or like without the sewing part, sometimes it's annoying, but it's not, I don't have hate for it, no hate for it. But yeah, we're gonna have 6 rows on each side for the middle. So now we did 2, so we're gonna do 4 more, and then I'm gonna do the outside layer, and then I'll show you how I attach them. We finish the lining, and now we're on the outside, and this is only 5 rows. Wait, let me check. Okay, so this is 5 rows. So when you're doing the 6th row, or basically when you're doing your last row, this is the part where you connect it, and you're basically just gonna be like matching stitches. We're going into the line. Oh wait, we're doing half double. We're still doing half double crochets because we're doing the last row. So you're going into the lining first, and then going into yours, and then doing it, and it will just connect it like that. It's pretty easy. It's a little tough if you're like doing a smaller needle and your stitches are tight. It'll be a little tough, but honestly, it'll give you the edge that you want, and it'll work out fine since it's thicker. I'm not exactly sure what it will look like if you're using the same yarn. But I feel like if you're using the same yarn, what you can do is make it like the same size and then just single crochet around the edge to give you like this, the pucker, it's not puckering, the finished edge that you want. Now once we get to the ending, like to the curve part, I'll show you how to put that in. So I still have the marking for it for here. You don't really need it for the lining as much, but you do need it for the outside, and I'll tell you why. So this is where it gets tricky, because you're going to try to match these stitches to match this curve, and since this is the 6th row for this, but this is already 6th row, so you're basically going to be doing the 2 stitches, but like I'll show you, though it sounds less confusing when I show it to you. So you're going to do like the regular stitch in here, right? And do it to this back one. And then when you go to the next stitch, you're going to go back into that same one, because, you know, on this side, you're doing the 2 half double crochets in the 4 stitches, but on this side, you don't have to do that because you did that already. This is how you can match it up. So again, do it in the front, do it in the 1 stitch. Come on, focus. The 1 stitch here. Right, and when you go to the next one over, you go back to that same stitch, so it can match up perfectly. You do that for the next 4 stitches on the back, but it'll be the 8 stitches in the front. We're weaving it back and forth. Trying to, I know the unfocusedness, the last one. Doing the back one, so it's 2. So then it'll match up. See how it's matching up better? Doing the stitches. And then you just go back to doing the normal matching the stitches. So we have our 2 sides. Well, first we gotta finish it off. It might, okay, at the end, it might not be completely matched, but you can like, I do that, double up on the stitch a little bit, and it'll be fine because this part is going to be folded in, so it won't show as much. You're going to have a little bit of the tail. The one skein of this yarn is like the perfect amount for 2 ears. And you're gonna need your headband. This is like a 1-inch headband. I got this off of Amazon, but I feel like if I'm gonna make more, I'll probably get like a set of these off of AliExpress instead. It would be cheaper and the shipping is just better. And also I think we should still have enough to loop it around this. And don't forget, you're gonna need a needle to tie it on. It's warmed up now. I'm gonna add a bit of glue, hoping I don't burn myself, even though there's a good chance of it, because this is acrylic, so it's gonna like melt a little. Oh, it's gonna melt a little bit, which I'm kind of like going for that because then I can melt it on the ends for it to stay. As you see me fail to wrap this, so we're gonna just wrap it a bit and have it a bit tight so it's completely covered. I like messed up on the end a little bit, but I'll probably go back and glue it up. But yeah, we're just gonna wrap it around town, and then tie the ears on. Technically sew it, but I think every now and then I'll add like a dot of glue so I don't have to worry about it unraveling too much. So I'm just basically using the end to like melt the tip of this. I wish I put a little bit more on here, but it's fine. You can still just melt it on. Don't do what I do and do a little bit more. Have a little bit of an end so you can like melt it so it can be better closed, like here. Sorry y'all, I had a bee and had to call my dad. I had to call my sister first and then my dad. It was a whole thing. And if you don't know how to thread your yarn on a needle, you do this. You wrap it around. Oh, come on, focus. Why are you having a hard time right now? Wrap it around like that, take it out, and then you should be able to just push it, like pull it through. Perfect. And we're basically just gonna go back and forth on this top part. Okay, going back and forth. To like get that curve, what I did is I went in the top part and like did this basically and sewed it all the way down to do like that little pucker. Or like to sew it together to get it that edge here. And then you can put it on. This is how we sew it on. We're basically gonna go around and around. Round and round we go. That's like the easiest way to sew it on. So like you find your placement, you sew it around and around. And then I'm kind of gonna go like on the other underside to push it through that area that we made the curve like that. And this one's a little shorter than the other side, and then push it back through. And then you can like sew in the, yeah, just do a regular sew in the ends. Sew back through. Come on, don't do this. Okay, sew back through and cut it. And then if you want, you can like do a little bit of glue either here or under so it won't be seen, so it can stay on. But yeah, that's pretty much how we do it. So I have a bunch of other colors to try. I got pink, I got purple, I have green. I'm gonna like experiment a little, but I'll show you how I put like the appliques that I wanted to like make it like different designs and stuff. But I wanted to show you how to make the plain one first before you try to get fancy. But yeah, this is, yeah, I know I'm showing you with my bonnet on, but this is basically how it's gonna look. This is for like for the ears. If you want longer ears, you can make it longer. I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna look if you have like straight thin hair. It might be a little bit more noticeable, but I usually have like pretty curly hair, like pretty big hair. Even like if I take this off and put this on my natural hair, which I'm not because my hair looks crazy, which is why the bonnet is on. I'm gonna make some different ones and some appliques. I want to try to like, I'm debating whether I want to make another one of these but try to like put green on to make it look like mossy. So I kind of want to do that, or I can like do kind of like a swirly design inside and try to make it look like wood. I feel like this, you can do so much with this, so I'm gonna try to do a bit more, but for the most part, I hope you like the little janky tutorial. As you can see, why I don't do tutorials that much, but at the same time, I didn't script it, I did it off the cuff. That's probably why it's a little rinkety jinkety. Okay, so I took a brush, a pet brush, and I like brushed it out a bit. It kind of looks not so bad. I'm mostly testing out to see how it looks because, okay, I'm doing another. I'm so glad I grabbed so much brown, even though I did it on accident. I decided that I wanted to like put some green on the end, and I'm thinking about brushing it out to make it look like, you know, mossy and stuff. And then I'm gonna like on the headband part, I'm gonna like put flowers and stuff, but for this part I'm gonna do this and probably add some leaves later. But I was thinking I wanted to see what it'll look like this first. And oh, I think I might brush it out, but the thing about brushing out, it keeps it keeps breaking like that, and I can't do too hard. I also just hate the sound of it. It's not good on my ears. But yeah, I'm going to do that and see how that works out. The color changing is not so hard. It's doing regular color change. However, I think if you want to do it like this, then you need to have like 2 different yarns for like the sides, so you don't have to deal with this. I think I'm just going to cut it and like sew it in. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the smaller parts, but depending on which side the lining is gonna be on is determined on how I'm going to cut it. But yeah, I somehow ran out of the pink right at the end, but my friend chose the inside color for this, and I'm so glad she did, because I almost went with like a brighter red, and I know it looks pretty bright in here, but it's actually darker in person. It kind of matches the dress that I wore for my last video when I went to the Ren Fest. But yeah, I also put like this little heart on it, and I think this heart is like the perfect size. I think I'm gonna put more on it. I don't think I'm gonna brush this out like the other ones because I kind of want to keep it looking like this, but I'm not exactly sure. And now looking at it, I might take this heart off. I don't know. I like the idea when I first did it, but now looking at it, I don't know. Maybe because of the placement. Yeah, I think I might take it off. In the event of me running out of pink, I had to go back to Michael's to get more, and then I ended up getting more yarn. I saw this green and I was like, oh my gosh, this green is also perfect. And I think I might mix it with the other green that I have, like I did the forest one. And then I was like, what if I do like a fiery, well, this is like a different, like I wanted a different plain color one. But I was like, what if I did like a fire type thing? So I do have red, and I was gonna do like the opposite of like the pink ones. But I was like, oh my gosh, I can do like a fiery looking one and brush that out, and that would look really cool. But yeah, I also got this box. It's supposed to be for filing, but I think this is perfect to store the bunny ears in the first place. So yeah, you're not gonna see all of these in the end video, especially since I'm running a little short on time. If anything, you're gonna see this one, the forest one, and like the one that I showed you how to make it on in the end. So yeah, I guess I'll just show you the end results in the next clip. Okay, yes, that's the end of the video. This took me, it didn't actually take me long. It's the montage, like, you know, the final result part is what takes me a long time. So yeah, this is it. This is done. After wearing these for a bit, I feel like I shouldn't have these 1-inch ones. I should have like the thin ones. The ears that I lost, if you the when I was wearing with my pride outfit, those ears that I lost, those had like a thin thing and it wasn't like covered, but it was like easy to wear because I'm sorry, there's like a bug trying to get in, and I'm praying to God that I won't try to get into. Oh, hold on, get my peppermint spray. Oh, okay. Now I remember what I was gonna say. This video is pretty long, which is why I don't really do tutorials because I feel like I have to explain as much as I can, but not come off as like I don't know, be like, oh, you don't. I don't know. It's just like some tutorials. I'm like, you're talking to me like I'm stupid, not that I'm trying to learn, you know? So I'm trying not to come off as that, trying to come off as learning. And I don't know if I'm doing it right, which makes me just talk more and more. I also feel like I got bit by the yapper bug, so that's causing me to talk more than usual. Because if you watch my old videos, I did like a lot of voiceovers. Now I'm just talking in the video instead. But yeah, I love these ears. They're super cute. Um, I would wear them all the time, but you know, the band is it's not so great. I feel like it might be better a natural hair than like, you know, the synthetic wig, but I feel like if the like I said before, that if it was like a thinner headband, that it will probably work better. Um, but yeah, this was fun. I had fun. I hope you guys also make your ears. I would love to see them. Please tag me. This is also not my tutorial. I should put the tutorial that I got this from in below where I learned it from. So it's not completely mine. Mine is just like a little bit different. At the same time though, I don't know if I did like the bottom part the same way that they did, but I don't know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share out to your friends and family, coworkers, out to the world. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.